funny is
It's funny. It's always funny.
it's always funny. In fact, we just talked about that earlier.
Have you guys
Really
found
funny.
that out every time before he says a statement? You know
It's really funny.
You know what's funny? Even when there's no comical relief about it, it's not
But it's
funny.
funny. It's still pretty funny. Once the athlete beast was let back out, same thing. I mean, we grew up wrestling. You know, I mean, a lot of success.
I mean, here's a story that he never will tell you though. When we were first started wrestling, we would wrestle at the same weight class, and me being the younger brother and Bill being the older brother,
Guess who has to
not
win?
by much.
Guess who has to win?
I was like, yeah, man, let's go in there and we'll totally like stage the whole event. You know, you take me down, I'll take you down, but then you'll win the thing. He's like, yeah, sounds good.
Like WWF style.
Total WWF style, right? Before WWF.
Yeah.
Because we're ancient. So
It's just one W.
so one W is WW. And so we go into the match, and sure enough, I'm thinking, yeah, we got the thing scripted. It's gonna be great. Takes me down, pins me, I'm like, what? Look at it. I'm like, what the heck just happened?
You got screwed by your older brother.
I got screwed.
Oh, man.
From that point on, you can't trust this guy.
Well, with that
can't.
said, if both of you are taking ATP mechanics, how do you see not having that
Well,
competitive edge
here's
over
the thing.
one or the
I'll
other?
say this, you know, and he's, you know, because I just started getting back into it, you know, unleashing my athlete.
Inner athlete coming back out.
It's been, you know, dormant for a long time, you know, because I was doing the whole rock and roll thing, and being an athlete really doesn't. People don't look at you. You know, if you're doing rock and roll, you got to be an artist. It's not so much being an athlete. So anyway, so the whole thing is like, so I start back into it. I'm really fired up about it. So what kind of supplements are you doing? And
I'm
he's
doing
like,
this ATP stuff.
some things. Well, like what? Well, you got
Yep.
and it was just like, it was one thing at a time. It was this, and then it was. I'm like, Nick, tell me this. Tell me the real truth. Tell me the secret. What's going on? All right, there's this thing. What's in these two little silver bags?
Yep.
Well, this is the original B formula. What is the secret formula?
Formula 17.
Formula 17. I was like, I felt like some spy, you know. I was like figuring out how do I get Formula 17? I need it. So one thing led to another, and I became fascinated with his supplement use and all the routines that he's doing. You know, because one day we're gonna get back to that match again, and it won't be scripted.
But see, here's the difference. Now there's no like script to it, because he's gonna be moving his bar and I'm gonna be moving my bar.
That's true.
And
We gotta figure out how we're gonna do this then.
Yeah. We have to figure out that one. We know, but here's the coolest thing is he's super fired up on the CrossFit thing, and he's been, going like crazy. They moved in the new house, and he put his own workout area, in his backyard. So they have a nice padded area, and they got rings and pull-up bars and everything.
We'll send you photos with all that.
And
edit that in.
and he's working out at different CrossFit boxes down here, but he'll be doing my training stuff. He looks what's on our website and everything. He's sending me videos. All right, so how is this one right here, and how is this, and how's that, and I'm critiquing his videos and making him, helping him do this or helping him do that. But he's the one that has to go into these other boxes, and once they find out that, oh, you're Bill's brother, then he's like, man, I just kind of want to go in there and not have any expectation. Like, I can go in there and like beat him, but now that he's like decent, because he's got that athlete body back, the weights are coming up, speed's coming up. He's like, all right, yeah, that's right, Bill's brother. Better watch yourself.
Well, it was first because I had to
cool.
carry the name. I didn't want to go out and embarrass the family name. So I tried to keep it on the low.
He's good. He's good.
Well, we'll
it's
see.
good.
We'll see.
So yeah, if we get to regionals, that's sweet.
That would be pretty amazing.
So with ATP Mechanix products, have you noticed a difference when you started doing some of those silverback routines?
Yeah, absolutely.
You call them silverback routines?
The silverback routine. I think a lot of people when they initially take the ATP, I was overhearing Bill. He's like, they think it's going to be this initial reaction, right away. It's like boom, it's boom. But it's like anything else. You have to you have to become it, and it has to become you, and it takes a little bit of time for it to build up. And I'll tell you, man, a couple weeks in, things were starting to feel a lot better, longer, longevity in the WODs. Conditioning levels were getting better, and strength was getting stronger. It was all about, really, especially when you're, at our age, it really comes down to recovery. And that was one of the most important things, and that was the big thing that I noticed. That was the first thing that I noticed, which was big. Because that was the big thing, like Bill said, you see what these other athletes are doing, and you're like, I gotta do that. I have to stay on top of that. The top athletes right now, they're doing this workout, and then they're doing this workout, and then they're doing another thing. And you want to be able to be in that, and taking the ATP really helps you to achieve that longevity within your workout.
But there has to be a point of patience with it, though, because it isn't necessarily what you feel, it's what you don't feel that shows that it's working. I mean, it's when all of a sudden you're not taking it, you're like, oh man, it's sore to get up, it takes a little bit longer, and like, oh, I need my white powder. My white powder to get back in there. But when you're on it, you just feel like you can keep on going.
I think they call that addiction.
Maybe a little bit. No. Maybe a special kind of white powder.
But it does. You notice when you have those minerals out of your system. When your body's basically saying, we've been working like this together in this, symbiotic relationship, and we have to keep it going. You got to stay in line with that. I mean, I know when I'm coming down to the last few scoops of my white powder, I get a little nervous. I'm getting nervous. I'm like,
those amino acids.
It's those amino acids.
Yeah.